You just bought your first bass, you're trying to get it together, you spent way too much time on YouTube and you're not getting what you need out of this instrument, and you've already watched that video over there. Today we're going to talk about the engine room, your plucking hand, and I'm going to show you some ways to get that thing together real quick. But before we do that, I want to remind you that if you were to go to a big box store, a mom and pop store, a private lesson from somebody around the block, you're going to pay a little, you're going to pay a little money for that lesson. This is what I want you to do. I appreciate you being here, but I'm going to show you some ways that you can support this content. Let's talk about the plucking hand. Whether you're left-handed or you're right-handed, the plucking hand is going to be the engine room. You've heard this before, I'm sure. That tone is all in your hands. That is true to a point, but it's a big part of it. And so let's look at the plucking hand right now. So, it's almost sort of like misleading to call this the plucking hand because we are not plucking. We're really pushing. Let me show you what I mean. A lot of people, when they first get their hands on the instrument, they will pull under the string like this. That's not what we want to do, right? We want to push that string. I just want you to remember what we did in the last video. If you watched the last video, you already know your hand is going to come up and you're in this natural position. Now, sometimes we put our thumb on the pickup, right? But I'm firmly against telling anybody to glue their thumb on a pickup. The thumb is going to be on the pickup sometimes, and sometimes it's not. The music is going to dictate when you do that, okay? So now if I do this and I come up, ooh, look at my thumb, baby. Check it out. My thumb is right there on that E string. Now watch what I'm going to do. Let me give you a little bit more light here. I'm just plucking that, or pushing that string rather, with my index finger. Okay, right now we're just going to focus on the E string. Had to give you a little bit more light. So now instead of me using just this one finger, now James Jamerson famously used, one finger most of the time, but my guess is that you're not James Jamerson and neither am I. So we're going to use both of these fingers. Okay, and we're going to feed two birds with one loaf of bread. And this is how we're going to do it. We are going to look at basic rhythmic values, and the plucking hand technique. We're going to do it right now just on the E string. Let me show you first, and then I want you to play with me. Okay, I'm going to play whole notes first. 1, 2, just me. 1, 2, 3. Now the middle finger. 2, 3, 4, 1. Play with me. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how we're doing that? 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do that same idea, but we're going to use half notes. Me and you together, okay? Remember, we are going to alternate strings. Let's talk about what the fretting hand is doing right now. Right now, I'm just lightly touching those strings. I'm not squeezing. I'm not fretting any notes. I'm just holding the strings to mute them, okay? So now we're going to do half notes, me and you together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those are whole notes and half notes. Listen, you notice I don't have a metronome on. I don't need one. We are doing this together. Tap your foot. The time has got to be inside, all right? External tools are great, but we still need to build our internal time. Now we're going to play quarter notes at that same tempo. You and I are going to play together. And we're going to pay attention to alternating our fingers, right? It's sort of like for you mature folks like myself, you remember the yellow pages. We're going to let the fingers do the walking. Let me scoot this way a little bit so you can see my hand a little bit more. Now watch this. This, man, I can do this anywhere. I could do it closer to the bridge pickup, in the middle. I could do it on the closer to the neck. It don't matter. It really doesn't. And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying that thumb is going to be where the thumb, where's your thumb go? It goes where it's supposed to go. Now that sounds crazy, and somebody, man, if you want to send me some hate mail, I'm telling you, the thumb is going to go where, you see them, I got to fold those clothes down there. Don't judge, I am but one man. Okay, here we go, quarter notes. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, move my hand, 4. 1, look, my thumb just floating. 3, 4, try to move your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's play a whole note. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy money, right? Now we're gonna play eighth note. Same idea. You already know the drill. I'm gonna count it in. You're gonna play with me. Okay? We're just doubling up how fast we move these two fingers, right? 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's play a whole note. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, check this out. I'm going to count us in, and I'm going to count out the note value, and I just want you to play with me as best you can. You could bookmark this part of the video and come back to it as well. Okay? Did I mention that there's some ways that you could support this channel and the creation of this content by clicking one of these links down below? You can do that. Here we go. 1, 2, whole notes first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's go quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Let's do eighth notes. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2. Let's do whole notes. Let's do quarter notes. 1. See, I had to start with a different finger. Let's do half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighths. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's play a whole note. So the whole point there was just to play along with me. If you're tuned up, your bass should sound like mine, and we should be playing together, right? We don't need a drum loop or a metronome right this minute, okay? Now, if we can do the same thing on the other strings. And I'm going to shorten this just a little bit for the interest of the video, but I want to give you some ideas. You do not need a PDF. You have this lesson. You have this. You can come back, and I'm happy to see you every time you come. So look at what happens to my thumb when I go to play the A string. My thumb is now muting. My thumb is muting the E string. You see that? Play with me. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go to the E string. Ooh. You see what happened? I just brought my hand back up. A string, quarter notes. Let's play a whole note. The whole purpose of this is so that you can get clean, consistent, deliberate tone out of this plucking hand. Now, if I, play the D string, my thumb is now on the A string. If I play the G string now, what's happening here is a rest stroke. And what's happening is my fingers as I play, they're ending up on that D string, so they're muting the D string. Now if I come back down, I need to touch that string, the string that's ringing, to stop it from ringing. Now, I didn't touch on 16th notes because I want to keep this lesson beginner friendly. But feel free. Feel free to try that. You want to experiment. You don't want to just sit here with this PDF. You don't want to just this video. You don't want to just stare at PDFs. You want to experiment with the instrument. So you just got your bass. You watched the last video. You're watching this one. So by now, you should be comfortable with standing up, sitting down. You should be comfortable just picking up the bass and just being automatically ready to play something because you've become comfortable with interfacing with the instrument, right? You've spent some time doing that. Now what I want you to do is just spend time getting sound out of an open string. Make up rhythms, experiment, feel, explore, play. Let me say that again. Play. Pick up the instrument and play. Okay? I'm a stand by that. I'm going to stand by that. So what I want you to do is let me know how you are making out with this lesson and the last lesson. If you're succeeding, if it's helped you, if you're still struggling, leave that down below. And what I think you ought to do, what I know you ought to do next, is look at this video over here so that you can learn about the fretting hand.